Hello, viewers. Welcome to Hila-P Sports and Entertainment TV. We are back again, and this is midweek review. CBN, yeah, welcome to the show.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, definitely. The Premier League is back, and we'll be discussing what to expect this weekend. But first of all, let us go back to what really played out right there in the Champions League on Wednesday. Okay, we saw Inter Milan beating Carriot at home by 2-1. CBN, that particular game, we were expecting a high number of goals, but we never saw. Carriot really gave Inter Milan a tough one.
Yeah, it was not expected. We felt Inter Milan were going to blow them away, but Carriers gave them a run for their money. And even though at the end of the day, Inter Milan later got the 3 points, but still, it was a very impressive performance from Carriers.
Definitely, it was. Benfica, losing at home to Leverkusen. CBN, if not that Jose has been doing well domestically, we will see that maybe Jose will be sacked even in the middle of the season.
Well, I think it's still very early to start questioning his capabilities, or maybe
At least in Europe for now.
In Europe, and then when it concerns his role in Benfica, because he just came in. I think he has been there for I think he has managed for like maybe 4 or 5 matches or thereabout. But then it has not really worked out for him, and losing
In Europe,
yes,
but especially in domestic, he's been doing well.
Yes, exactly. So losing against Bayer Leverkusen was
At home
was not expected.
It wasn't.
It was already a very bad situation for them to lose against Karabakh in the first leg, in the first Champions League game.
Yes.
I think the home fans expected more from them.
Okay. Now, surprising one. Pafos had to beat Villarreal right there at home against Villarreal. They beat Villarreal by 1-0, getting that 3 points. They needed 3 points at least to be able to try. And we know that they have not been doing well so far, but at least getting 3 points in 4 matches. At least it's a nice one to start.
Yeah, it was surprising and shocking because we all expected Villarreal to
do
the needful and get the 3 points. But Pafos, I think they are the surprise package in the Champions League this season.
Yes.
I think David Luiz has really been very, very influential in their success so far this season. And getting this win in Champions League, I think is their first win. It really give them a lot of confidence and a lot of boost going forward.
Okay, you spoke about Karabakh. The way they have been doing, this season, especially is in the way they have been playing, dominating teams, and also giving teams some troubles. And that really played out against Chelsea on Wednesday. Exactly. Drawing Chelsea at home, even beating Chelsea, coming from behind, and we are talking Chelsea 2-1 before Chelsea could be able to now save the day by draw, but with the goal from Garnacho. So in that game, CBN, Chelsea were wasteful. 1, 2, the manager, like you spoke. Because you talked about it, that if the manager will not be able to, mess up the whole day with his formation. But at the end of the day, he really did what you were scared of.
Yeah, it was an opportunity for him to get 3 points. Because these games, in as much as you feel these are smaller teams, and
you needed to rotate
and beat them, and you need to rotate. I think sometimes you should apply common sense.
Definitely,
this kind of
you have Wolves now.
The next game you are going to play is Wolves,
and at home.
And they're at home, and I think it would have even been easier to beat Wolves with that kind of first 11
than playing Karabakh.
Karabakh that you already know have won 2 matches and lost 1 in the Champions League. They've beaten Benfica at home in Benfica's home. So you going there and then trying to play select your second team to play them. It was a very bad decision. And then again, even when you are selecting your second team, if you look at where the problem Chelsea had that day was mainly in the defense.
Yes, Hato and
Tosin. I think both of them are very, very, very. They were very, very poor.
Yes.
And now Hato is not a natural centre half. Hato plays from the left. He's a fullback. But I felt he should have, maybe even if you're going to use one of them, bring in Tosin and then bring Fofana
or Chalobah,
or
even Achapong.
So these are like the first choices that you have. But then if you're going to now keep some of them in the bench, let it be reasonable.
Yes.
Because that formation, that decision to play Hato and Tosin was not reasonable to
Definitely.
me. And Hato played one of the worst performances I've ever seen in the Chelsea shirt.
And CBN, are you seeing Chelsea surviving this? Because they have Atlanta, Barcelona,
yeah,
they have Napoli. Okay, only Karat. I think only Karat is the only team. The only team. The only
Yeah,
team that I know that it's a bit.
they will definitely qualify from the the group stage.
Okay.
But the problem is from the league stage. But the problem now is they can. It's very. It will take some poor performances from other teams for them to finish among the top eight, because I think the aim is to finish among the
No
top
play.
eight,
So I won't play. I won't
so
play
that will
off.
not play those playoffs, because those playoffs are like distractions, and it brings a lot of issues. Nobody wants to play those playoffs,
Yes.
the playoff before the round of 16. So, but as it stands now, it's already obvious that they are not going to finish among the top eight. It will take a lot, because like you mentioned, they have Barcelona, they have Napoli, they have Atalanta to still play against. So, I think if they are beating Karabakh, it would have given them I think the chances would have been higher
Okay.
to finish among the top eight.
Okay. Now City hammering Dortmund direct their home with Haaland and Foden inspiring them, to that particular win. Very very nice and famous win. They are there at Etihad, beating them by 4 goals to nil. I never expected this kind of a number of goals. 4 goals to 1. I never expected this kind of goals. But
Yeah, we expected more goals, a lot of goals.
I was there, but I never expected City playing them. That kind of four, beating them by 4. But that's football, and Foden was unplayable that
Yeah,
night.
he was really unplayable. Seeing him put up such performance was really good, nice to see him
Coming back,
perform,
yes,
because Foden normally is a very fantastic
player.
footballer.
Yeah.
He was some few years back, he was among those that have been carrying the club, but after a while I think he just dipped in form, and then it's been very difficult for him to come back to that level that he was. But seeing him play at the level at which he played against Dortmund was very very impressive, and thank God for him. It helped him to get a call back in the national team.
Then looking at Erling Haaland, CBN, this young man keeps scoring every game by game. He keeps banging goals. I think nobody's stopping him this season.
No, I think he's right there at the top at the moment. He's definitely going to fight for every individual trophies this season if he continues this way. But he has been very very consistent from
Very
day one.
very.
He has been
I've been banging
consistent. Even
goals.
when every other person goes missing,
Definitely.
he's always. I mean, he scores most of. I think he scores up to. I think the 80% of City's goals this season comes from him. So he's a blessing to Manchester City.
And there comes Newcastle. Despite what we discussed, during the midweek, we know that definitely they're going to do their best, because I know they have been doing well in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Immediately after losing that game to Barcelona, since then they have been so good, they have been so formidable, especially when it comes to that Champions League. And they had to do it against Atletico Bilbao, beating them by 2 goals to nil.
Yeah, it's we talked about it, and we all agreed that it could go either way.
Yeah.
Even though Newcastle will always have the edge, they are playing at home, and like you mentioned, they've been better. They're always been a better team when they're in the Champions League this season. So beating Atletico Bilbao 2-0 was good to see, even though it was a little bit surprising, because I felt maybe even if they were going to beat them, maybe it would have been with a goal margin or thereabouts. But beating them 2-0 and going home with the 3 points and clean sheet is amazing.
Then your prediction comes in here. We are Galatasaray have to beat Ajax right there, at home against Ajax. Ajax playing at home, and them losing, and you see man scoring the hat trick, against Ajax. CBN, that young man has been on fire. But at stands now, he's topping the chart when it comes to goals at the moment. So I think this is I don't know. Can I say Napoli will be regretting allow him to leave?
Of course, it's a very big loss for Napoli. Even though they may not really be regretting, because they collected a lot of money from Galatasaray. And I mean, I think I will just give it to whoever that is head of recruitment, or head of the department that signs players in Galatasaray, because they actually took a bold step in getting Osimhen. Napoli actually put a very huge amount of money on his head, and most big European clubs wanted him, but because of the high price and his high wages, everybody stayed away.
They were scared. They were really scared. They were whether he would be able to perform according to.
Galatasaray puts the trust in him, took the bold step and signed him. And now he's definitely repaying them.
But I don't see. But I don't know. Can I say that maybe all those clubs, European clubs that are interested in him, they're not really serious. Because if they were serious, you can't tell me that you cannot be able to go for Osimhen, who he was on loan with Galatasaray, and he scored as many goals as possible, and he won, trophy with them. And then they couldn't be able to move. Like Chelsea, he was linked with Chelsea, Manchester United, Liverpool, and other top European, even PSG. But at the end of the day, I was surprised that Galatasaray had to win his signature, and
yeah, you are correct. Those European heavyweights, they were not really that serious, but it's actually worrisome that they were not serious with signing Osimhen, because this is a proven striker. Now, when you consider the options that some of them have gone to, like Manchester United, there was a time they mentioned signing him. Later, they went for Sesko. Chelsea as well. Later, Chelsea had to sign Joao Pedro and Liam Delap. And then Liverpool had to bring Isak. Okay, among all these people, I think Isak is the only one closer to the level of Victor Osimhen.
yes,
Because Benjamin Sesko or Liam Delap or whoever that was brought in by all these clubs in his place, they are not close to his level at this moment. Victor Osimhen is a proven goal poacher, and he's someone that with any team that he goes to,
yes,
as he stands there in the world football, he's going to improve the team drastically. So I wonder why it was difficult. I think the only reason, the only difference now among all these things that we are mentioning now is because Osimhen is an African, and I think that's the reason why it would be difficult for teams like Manchester United that needed somebody to come in and help them come out from the situation they are, to now say, okay, they don't want to go ahead with him anymore. They had to go and get somebody like Sesko, which to me is a lower grade
to compare.
Osimhen. You cannot compare both of them.
Okay, Club Bridge, I'm showing back at what it means to hold down the top boys and the big boys right there, and they had Baka. In fact, it was reported that FIFA need to look at. Sorry, UEFA need to look at the game again and see if they will sanction Anthony Taylor, because Anthony Taylor was the referee. He was the one officiating that game, and Anthony Taylor really messed up, because you awarded you cancelled the goal and said that Szczesny was fouled, but and then they looking at the replay, the Szczesny was not fouled. So at the end of the day, you cancelled the goal, and VAR couldn't be able to react to it, which is for me. Is a bad one, because Club Brugge could have won that game 4-3.
Yeah,
they were so furious after that game. In fact, the post match, the manager was so unhappy about Anthony Taylor's attitude and decision.
Yeah, it was very it was controversial. It was controversial because Club Brugge thought they were already going to get. I mean, they deserved to win that.
They really did.
From
after scoring 2 goals, Baka came back. They still had to beat Baka 3-2. Baka came back,
and they really deserved it. They played with their hearts. I mean, they fought tooth and nail. Even our own Rafael Oyedika was there. They did everything right. It's just that it wasn't just going to be on that very day. So I think I feel for them, even though I'm very much disappointed in Barcelona, because everybody expected Barcelona to actually blow them away.
Then what can you talk about Taylor?
That's what I'm saying. It was controversial.
Taylor always do this, CBN. Even in the Premier League, I don't know. He's always a controversial referee. Whenever he wants to make the headlines, he always makes this kind of mistakes and the blow up. And at the end of the day, you see that I don't know, because is it that the referees are not being punished? When it comes to this,
I think they are punished, but not whatever punishment that is given to them is not being brought out in the open, because they do this thing.
But they can still. I prefer they demote him. At least next game they should demote him.
But the thing
if he's going to, he should go to VAR.
When these people when they consider referees errors, they try to make sure that they consider every angle and every little details. Sometimes these decisions, like the one against Club Brugge, sometimes when the decision is 50-50, when it is not very obvious, it's always difficult for any referee to be sanctioned.
But come back, come in.
Now the point is, when a referee blows a whistle, did he blow the whistle before the goal was scored? Because when you blow a whistle, when a goal is scored, and then you now say, okay, that somebody.
No, I didn't watch the game. The player has always come, because he thought there was a contact. So after scoring the goal, he now believe.
Now that's another point. Now, does Anthony Taylor have the right to tell VAR not to intervene? No.
That is the question.
So now, who are we
Who should be
going to
there?
blame?
Well, I think with both team, both parties should be
when-
involved
when-
because you have to blame
when-
the referee
when the VAR-
and you also have to blame VAR.
Now, but when the VAR says that this call is wrong, the referee doesn't have the right to tell them no, I'm sticking with my decision. It's the VAR that will tell him now what decision you just made.
Just go and check on the monitor.
Go and check in the monitor
Yes.
and confirm if it is correct.
Yes.
So, but when it is when it's not an obvious foul,
Yes.
it's always difficult for the VAR to call the referee, because if they feel like there's a contact at all, they'll just say, okay, let's go on with the referee's decision. But when it is obvious, but I think in that situation, I think the VAR felt it was not an obvious.
But for me, I think I'm calling for UEFA to look at this. Taylor need to be sanctioned because he always do this and go away with it. But this time around, I don't think he's going to do it.
I think they are going to have a review.
They need to.
Normally have.
They need to, because he always do this and he forms that nothing will happen because he's the referee and there's nothing will happen. Okay, let's continue. Marseille now right there had to lose at home to Atlanta.
It was a very poor one from
Marseille,
because
and there was a drama that played out there. So, you know, Nigerian Lukman Usman having a role with his manager when he was substituted. But CBN, were you expecting him to be substituted in that game? Though, yes, the player doesn't have any rights, when it comes to.
The thing is, even if we actually understand that every player wants to play, every player wants to be in the game and help the team. But sometimes when the coach decides that you should actually leave for somebody else to come in. Now, I think it takes both of them to have this common understanding, because you as a coach should understand that this person wants to help.
Yes.
And he's angry that he's not been given that opportunity to stay on and then see if he can help the team. Then you as a player should equally understand that a coach has to make a decision. He has to win a match.
Definitely.
Do you understand?
Definitely.
I feel like it was I feel like it's not really something that should bring serious issue. And if you look at what the coach said after the game, he said that it is something they are going to actually resolve internally. Yes. He's not going to come out here and speak about it. They are going to talk about it internally, which to me is understandable.
But do you see him being punished?
No, I don't think he's going to be punished. I think they're just going to have a conversation about the whole situation, and maybe even if he's going to show his discomfort when being substituted, he should actually try and do it professionally instead of letting everybody understand that he's very mad because he's going out. Okay,
viewers, this we round up the Champions League match day 4 as far as the European top flight competition is concerned. Now, definitely we'll be coming back by when the fifth match day will come up, CBN, which we're expecting by next 2 weeks, and we'll be back and discuss about what to expect in that particular fixtures in Europe. We'll be back and definitely we'll be discussing what we expect this weekend from the Premier League and other competition is concerned. Thank you for staying with us. We'll be back.